Alright, I've now arrived in a city called Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Look at that. Let me show you the view from here. That is the mountain with ice cap on it. I would say this is welcome to a new episode of me traveling. I don't know how long we can do this. If you guys do not support me, if I do not get anything out of this channel, it's hard to continue. This looks like a hotel. It's not in regular German that we would say whatever it is, moin, grüezi, but here there's a grüß euch. This is what people here used to live and how they used to look like in Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Look at that. There's a mountain peak from the other side, and from this side there's also a mountain peak with snow. It's already snowing here. So if you're coming to such a city, you will confront with a lot of shops that have something to do with climbing mountains. They're selling gears and whatnot. And these traditional houses look so beautiful. And not far from here, you will be in, I think like in 2 hours or something like that, you'll be in Innsbruck, another beautiful city in Austria. And about 2 hours from here, you will be also in Switzerland. So, and about an hour from here, to be exact, an hour and 30 minutes away from here, there's a castle called Neuschwanstein. You might have heard of it, and you might have seen it somewhere on the internet. Look at this view. A British flag, Union Jack. Is somebody from the Great Britain living here? Perhaps. Look at these houses. This must be somebody's house. And you see on that wall there's Jesus, there is the monk, and also people in Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Okay, apparently this is a farm. Now I can smell cow shit. But look at this, my friend. Look at this. Look at the peak of that mountain. Servus. And the mountain here, I think this is behind the village, behind the town already. And there are kids going somewhere out there. Okay, they're spreading the they're still spreading the fertilizer from here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my shoes. Look at this. Look at this. Who doesn't want this? Okay, these must be something that they would stock their livestock, and maybe grains, maybe, I don't know. There are a lot of things that can be stored here, but anyway, you cannot get in. That is the problem. It looks like these cows will be inside of one of these buildings later on. Okay, this one is for the hay. So in winter, as the weather is getting cold and everything is getting frozen, they will have to take the hay from one of these storages to feed the cows and to feed the horses, but mostly I see cows here. As you can see, the beauty of this field, it smells it smells shit. The reason I'm saying this is because they're spreading their cow shit all over here to let the ground to absorb the nutrients from the feces for the upcoming summer. And over there you can see that there must be resorts, there must be activities that you can do up there on the mountain. From this side there is a gondola. You cannot see from here. And from this side, on top of this mountain, there looks like there's a building up there. There's a building one there, and there's a building on top of the mountain too. And these are for the groundhogs. You know, sometimes you might see them, but now because it is cold, you cannot see that. Oh, there are something inside. It feels like there are some equipments, and that how maybe this is something that you can perhaps, maybe if someone is homeless and then they come here in winter, or I don't know, these are some of the things that. Oh, look at that dog. Servus. Well, someone is paragliding. Maybe he will stop somewhere here. It's too small to see from my GoPro view, but someone is paragliding out there. Well, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. Let's go back. Maybe we can go to Murnau later. Murnau is about an hour away from here, and after Murnau we can be back in Munich. I wish I had more time here. That one. Oh my god. No, you cannot see. Look at this. This very small dot right here. If you can see from my GoPro. Look at this. Imagine waking up to this every day. My friend, look at this. Oh, look at this. And there's a bench right there. So if you are tired, you can just stop somewhere and have a seat. So this is a rail that goes to where is it, to other places too. Oh, I forgot the place. Zugspitz. So this is a trail that goes to Zugspitz. Servus.
Hallo.
Schöne Sicht, ne?
Ja, voll.
Well, this is the train that I'm supposed to take. This is the train that goes to Munich. I might miss this train. I'll take another one. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna cross the street now, and we can perhaps go to the city. Look at this. Look at this. This is where you take your dog, and then you take this out for your dog poops, so that you don't have dog poops everywhere in the city. But that includes in your tax. So in each city they sort of have a different tax, and this is one of the things I do not know how to call that in English, but there's a word on that in German. Guys, the town is very serene. The serenity of this town is perfect. You cannot hear a thing, even a dog bark. And almost every household would have paintings on them. There. Oh, this is how do you call that? The house that you can rent for winter, summer, vacational house. So it was. Well, not a friendly one, but at least she greeted back. Wow, this is the majestic view of Partenkirchen. Look at that. Oh, the villagers here must be so lucky to have this view. You're getting up in the morning, you feel stressed from your work and whatnot. Boom, you see this. Your stress is 50% reduced, perhaps. You can even hear the cars coming. Okay, I wanted to cross the road. I might be wrong. There should be a possibility. And here you sort of have a small chapel. Here. And the waterfall from, oh, look at that. This is the waterfall. Woohoo! Look at this. So here in the state of Bavaria, we are somewhere. Right now we are here. Partnacht. And then this is the project that they built the city, and then it cost 25 million euros. Okay, although I have no idea some of these, but the town looks so big, and this, the resort, as you can see here, up there, and then there are houses here too. And having no plan is a plan.
Hey, das ist recht am Bild, ne? Du warst ja
Nee, nicht von Ihnen.
Ausmachen.
Auf der Straße.
Okay.
Keine Sorge. So, what's wrong? Okay, the guy was just walking into my camera and he said, "No, you cannot take a picture of me." Why would I want to take a picture of you? Yeah, it's funny, but that happens. Okay, here, oh, they're decorating for Christmas already. Well, here's the thing, especially somewhere here in Europe and whatnot, people just come into your camera and then they ask you to delete the clip. My friend, you come into my camera and you ask me to delete my clip. At least, you know, be a little bit friendly, ask nicely, like any other human being. Just ask, okay, I'm sorry, you're in my, was I in your camera, in your video, something like that. I don't want to be in your camera. Just ask nicely, like human being. But man, this disturbs me a lot. What is this? Okay, temple. Well, there are not so many things to do in the town of Garmisch-Partenkirchen itself, but there are activities that you can do around here. For example, you can go to Zugspitz, which is one of the most beautiful mountain peaks here in southern Germany. You can go to Linderhof Castle, which is in Monau, which is about an hour away from here by a train. And there are a lot more that you can do, especially with the mountains. For example, this one here, it is the information that you can do on the Alps and the resorts. Just like I mentioned already, a lot of times there are resorts over here that you can enjoy. The town, yes, beautiful, it's small, and it's a very lively, in a sense. Not so many people though, and I think I've not explored all of the towns yet because due to my time constraint. Because I arrive here quite late, normally in summer, at this time it's not supposed to be dark yet, it's just 5 p.m. But somehow it is winter. There's nothing we can do about it. There are streams here on the right side of me, and as you can see, there are beautiful buildings over here that you can enjoy. Would I recommend you to come to this place? Of course, 100%. Come and explore if you can. And we are back to the main road right now. I don't know where the train station is, but I think the train station should be somewhere here. And this is what the night here in Garmisch-Partenkirchen looks like. So beautiful, but my phone is shaky. Okay, I cannot use my GoPro at the moment That's the reason. I think I can walk a little bit more before I can find the train station. Of course, I have the map, but I don't want to. Who doesn't want to live here? Of course, there are hotels, because why not? There are hotels here that you can come and spend the night. If you come to resorts, you go to places here or somewhere around here that do not have hotels. Well, I believe this is the central Garmisch-Partenkirchen. As we are approaching towards the street, there are more and more buildings. There are more and more shopping centers. Schools, there are dorms for students to live here. There are tourist attraction, hotels, as you can find here. And of course, like in every town, they would have the city center. How do you call that? Whatever. It's not my language. But anyway, so there are shops here you can find. How do I cross the street? I have to wait. Look at this. This is the night in Garmisch. I keep saying this a lot of times. So, I'm not sure if there are a lot of foreigners here, but I've not seen anyone with brown face like me. Oh, I saw one when I first arrived. Maybe the lady was from, I'm not sure if she was born here or whatever, but she looks Filipino. That's the only Asian person I've seen so far here. But there are people with hijabs, people with turban. I've seen them floral. It's cold. My hands are freezing, as a British person would say. Alliance. This is an old building, and there is a bakery over there. How do I tell that it is an old building? Look at the style, my friend. Look at that. This is somewhere you cannot find. Oh, coffee. Okay, coffee shop. So it's look at this. This view and the king that portrayed. I think that is the emblems from Augsburg too. Oh, we'll get something to drink from here later on. Apotheker. Well, look at that building. I should have seen it earlier. The building was built in 1935, some years before the World War II. It is a Rathaus. It is a, how do you call it, Rathaus in English? You know, the building the governor works. Tell me if you know that. Governmental building. This is an electronic shop. Sonos. So what they have here? Löwe, Sonos, Miele. This is very popular, Miele. And Bosch, of course, the German brand. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't realize the light is on. Where is it? Where am I right now? Oh, okay, we're reaching the city center, of course. Look at this. My friends, look at this. Well, there's nothing to look at right now. But look. the paintings, the dundles, the lederhosen, the buildings itself. This is somewhere you can find Schulen. Okay, this is a designing company and schools, you know, the furniture company. Richard Strauss Institute must be somewhere here. And okay, as I'm walking towards the street, there are also shopping centers that you can find, like Rewe and Norma. I just crossed Norma. And this is, what is this? Yes, I cannot see anything here. Fachschule des Bezirks, OBB, which is Oberbayern für Schreiner, Holzbauer. So this is a school that trains people how to work with wood. There's a church there. That is, if you check on Google, you check Garmisch-Partenkirchen, you will find that church. But right now it is dark. The possibility of me going there is not that high. I would say I'm gonna pass that. I'll pass that. No, I'm not going there. All right, I just left a Rewe and I got this apple pie. Normally it should be €5, but I got it on discount because I think they will throw it away somehow. I don't know. This is my speculation. Do not catch me on that. But yeah, I got it for $3.50, which is nice. I wanted to eat something else, but it was so expensive, so that I chose to have this one. And now we are somewhere to get to the train station. Right? Quick. Cross the road. Ah. Okay. The city is pretty big, I would say now. I just thought it was smaller because I went to the other side at the farm. But coming to here, it is bigger than the city I used to live, like 2 years ago. And it is more people. The city is, the town. The town is, this will be behind the scene. The town is very serene. The serenity of this town, this will be behind the scene.